What's up, people of YouTube? This is what I'm bringing you guys another video to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about potentially Call of Duty multiplayer and zombies going free to play in the future. There's a reason I'm bringing this topic up in specific because of the recent announcement about Halo going free to play, which we obviously have to talk about things like Fortnite and probably the new Battlefield having some sort of a free to play model coming into play. And I don't consider a Warzone to be a big enough part of Call of Duty, the base core Call of Duty experience, for that to be free to play and for it to cover the bases of what I think a lot of people are going to want, even though obviously Warzone is very popular and it's a very good thing that it's popular. I want to talk about the opportunities that Call of Duty would have and the numbers that Call of Duty could potentially reach if they did the things that we're going to talk about in this video. Now, I want to know from you guys, do you think that Halo going free to play, is this going to be something that's going to interest you enough to want to play Halo? Are you going to actually purchase an Xbox, or if you already have one, are you going to purchase Halo if you weren't previously a Halo player? You know, I think that I might try to give it a shot. If I end up in a position to where I can do that, I might actually go ahead and try Halo out and see if I enjoy it, because if it's free to play and it sounds like they've got a cool battle pass system, why not give it a shot? So that's where I stand. Now, right away, I feel like the base multiplayer and zombies experience should be completely free to play, just right off of the rip, completely free. And one reason why I feel like we actually might be leaning towards this in the near future is because Call of Duty Online, which is a Call of Duty title that was made specifically for China, I believe, because they couldn't obtain the regular copies of the game. They recently shut down their game, which was a free-to-play online Call of Duty, and I think that that might be because they're about to open the door to something much bigger with a Call of Duty free-to-play multiplayer zombies experience for everybody. At least I hope. Now, like I said, the base multiplayer and zombies experience should be free right off the rip, and I think that this should include a few things that I want to mention here in the video. The base multiplayer needs to include a collection of the best maps across all of Call of Duty history. I don't mean just like one developer's maps. I mean, they need to include all of the best maps in COD history. Now, in my personal preference, I think that the base game and the zombies experience should be developed, and it should be Treyarch's version of Call of Duty. That's my personal opinion. They're my favorite developer. I feel like they have a little bit more of a finer touch when it comes to these kinds of things, so that's what I would like to see. But I also feel like it should rotate every single year, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. But of course, they need to have the best maps from every Call of Duty game. I'm talking Modern Warfare 2 High Rise, from Nuketown to Terminal, everything that you can think of from every Call of Duty game. The best maps, put them together in one game and ship it. There needs to be 30, 40 multiplayer maps at launch right away. There's no excuse for there not to be. There are so many maps that have been made over the last 12 to 15 years of Call of Duty. They shouldn't have any issues getting the amount of maps needed in order to make this a thing. Now, just like with the maps, I feel like the multiplayer and zombies needs to have the best and most popular weapons across all of Call of Duties. Now, obviously, you're going to look and see that some games have a crossover in weapons. There only needs to really be one AK-47. There really only needs to be one M4A1. But they need to take whatever the stats, the best version of each of those guns are, and they need to put that weapon in the game. So let's say the AK-47, I don't actually know the statistics on this, but let's say the AK-47 from Black Ops 1 is better than the AK-47 from COD 4 and every other Call of Duty for that matter. So they would put the Black Ops 1 AK in, but let's say the MP5 from COD 4 is better than any MP5 that's been released after the fact. Then you put that MP5 in the game. Same thing with like the MAC-10, Uzis, sniper rifles, all that, and you would just base the game around that. And then of course, the guns where there's only ever been one of those, put it in there. Now, I'm not real big on being anti-fun, I guess. I think that's how some people look at these things. I don't really care about realism to an extent. I don't care if you go back to Infinite Warfare and you grab some of the weapons from there that weren't over the top. Or modify them to fit to a more modern time period, I guess. None of that bothers me. I don't mind experimental weapons. I don't mind nail guns. I don't mind baseball bats. None of that stuff bothers me. So I would love to see that stuff included in the game as well in terms of weapons. I don't want them to just take the peak years of Call of Duty, you know, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3. I don't want them to just take the weapons from those years and put them in here. I want the full gambit of weapons and variety put in the game. Now, as well as with the weapons, obviously one of the big things that Call of Duty runs off of is perks. So I think they can do the same thing with the perks. Take all the perks from every Call of Duty game, pick a specific set that work better than the other ones or would work better with balancing, and implement those into the game. Take attributes from certain perks and mix and match them until it works well for multiplayer. Obviously, that system has to be tweaked because the perks can vary so much from game to game. But I think it's a pretty good idea. Now, kind of jumping back to the weapons here for a moment, I think that the gunsmith that we have right now within Modern Warfare, Warzone, and Black Ops Cold War is some of the best that we've ever had when it comes to gun customization. And that needs to stay prominent in Call of Duty. Now, I know that what I'm talking about here would take a lot of development, but they need to go back. They need to look at all these weapons that I'm mentioning that they should add, and they need to take the time to come up with the attachments and the challenges and the leveling system, so that way they can keep Gunsmith in there and continue to level up weapons the way we've been doing it for the last couple of years on these older style guns. It's so much more rewarding, so much more replayability that way, and I think that needs to be an important part of the game. Just as with guns as well as perks, score streaks are obviously very prominent as well, so they need to go back, they need to grab the best score streaks from every Call of Duty game. AC-130, they need to have the best nuke in the game. I think that, you know, obviously the Modern Warfare 2 nuke is probably the best, but they need to have it at a higher kill streak. I would say 30 is probably where the kills should be in order to obtain that, a 30 gun streak or a 30 kill streak without using score streaks at all. And that should obtain you the nuke that actually ends games, because I think that's important. Treyarch, you don't do this, and you should. It should still award the nuclear medal because you're dropping a nuke. They can combine these things and make them amazing, but for some reason they just don't. So score streaks, you know, it's important. The best sentry gun, the best AC-130, the best Predator missile, dogs, hunter killer drones, the swarm, all sorts of stuff. You can add 30 kill streaks in the game and space them out, maybe buff and nerf some of them accordingly to fit the amount of kills that you would want to comfortably put in there. You know, you probably wouldn't want to do anything more than like a 20 to 25 kill streak, so you got to really work with that. But you could literally do a different score streak for every kill. I mean, you could do 25 kill streaks and it would be fine. Or if you're going to do score streaks, different point values starting from like 300 all the way up to like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 score. People will grind for it and people will try to earn it. It just needs to happen. Now, I'm huge on grind factor when it comes to Call of Duty games or really any multiplayer experience. I want to be able to flaunt what I've earned and have a reason to work towards something. So if they're going to come out with a free-to-play multiplayer and zombies experience, they can't just remove the grind aspect altogether and throw it into purchasable items in the shop. I need to see every single camo grind that we've had from every Call of Duty implemented into the multiplayer and zombies in some shape, way, or form. You obviously are going to have to tweak the challenges because you don't want to have to repeat getting, you know, headshots on every gun 6 times for all 6 exclusive camos. But what they can definitely do is do the one overarching big one, whatever this game's dark matter would be, perhaps. And then every category underneath that, you can have like, okay, well, get 10,000 headshots with a gun to unlock this camo, or get 10,000 headshots with every gun to unlock this camo, 5,000 headshots, whatever is a realistic number for people. And then you can do the same thing with getting so many kill streaks. Get 5 bloodthirsty medals 500 times, and then boom, you've got with this gun, and then boom, you've got this exclusive camo from this game. I want to see the best versions of these camos, so obviously there doesn't need to be 2 diamonds or 2 dark matters, but there could be different versions of gold camo, from, you know, being super shiny to the spray paint looking kind to the kind that looks all chipped up. There could be the solar camo from Infinite Warfare. There's tons of different options. You can do platinum from World War II as well as it's done properly. You can do Damascus, the obsidian camo that they added. There are probably close to 10 rare exclusive camos. The royalty camo from Advanced Warfare. There are things that they could do for these camo grinds to make it well worth it and give me a reason to want to play all the time. And it would be worth playing for years on end. A big reason as to why this system has to be done is because right now you're losing all of the items that you're paying for year after year. So you're spending all this money on these operators and weapon skins, and the only thing you can use it in that crosses over from one year to the next is Warzone, which gets very stale. It gets very old, and I don't think that a lot of people want to play Warzone for forever. I think that a lot of people are going to want a base multiplayer experience, and it just sucks that every other game feels like it's moved past this, and Call of Duty is still kind of stuck there. Like, you know, Fortnite didn't have a different multiplayer experience, so when people think of Fortnite, they just think of Battle Royale. They just think of what Fortnite has turned into as far as the shared experience of multiplayer. But Call of Duty has a whole nother side to it that's so, like, thousands of people love to play, millions probably. And they're getting kind of shafted here. Even people who like Warzone, like myself, are still getting shafted because you can't experience both in the same light. It's kind of unfair, even though you're still spending the money. So these are why I want to see things like this happen. It adds longevity, it adds reasons to play, it adds a whole purpose to me, even wanting to spend money on your title. So in light of talking about camos, guns, everything else, another thing that obviously should be in the game is all of the operators. They can even do the throwback operators. Go back to Black Ops 3, grab the operators that were in there just without the specialist abilities. I think people would like that. Bring in their personality, their flair, some cool customization for them. You can even go back to, like, before you could select characters and you could take those default models and you could turn them into operators. I think people would really enjoy that. Or at least just create operator skins of those past ones that are purchasable for operators that already exist in the game. So I think that's a no-brainer. And then, of course, zombies, I think, should have the best pack-a-punch, leveling up, Perca-Cola map system that has existed in any of the games. I think Black Ops Cold War has a very good potential to run away with this. I think that Black Ops Cold War is probably the best zombies experience we've ever had, aside from the lack of maps. But if you could imagine that zombies experience mixed with all of the maps across all Call of Duties, with all of the perk options that you can rank up and level up and make better, it would just add so much more replayability to the game. Now, I personally love the Call of Duty campaigns. I think that they're very good, and I think that they're currently doing a decent job of intertwining all of the campaigns to be in the same time frame. They're all linked together. They're all taking place in the same universe. That we used to think that they were completely separate from each other, but you know, it looks like Captain Price and Woods existed in the same time frame, which is kind of crazy, at least on this new track we're going down. So I would not want to abandon Call of Duty campaigns altogether. And I think that there's a way for Activision to still make their crazy good money with this method that I'm talking about. So we want to eliminate the $60 to $70 purchase yearly, but I think that they could return with a season pass, but done differently. $30 a year, I would say. In the fall time, when Call of Duty typically would release, they do a yearly update. And this yearly update is like the mother of all updates. Now, of course, you want to remove any sort of pay to win, so it's going to be all cosmetic, with the exception that you get a campaign, a full Call of Duty campaign, which is the one, like, game mode that you really get. But for the buy-in price of $30 or $35, give or take, whatever is reasonable, it happens yearly, rotates developers. So one year, you know, the first one would probably be Treyarch, and then Infinity Ward, and then Sledgehammer, or whoever else they decide to throw in this. As well as a full campaign experience, it would include exclusive operator skins or operators in general that you can only get from purchasing that yearly pack. Also contains the highest tier purchasable items per year. So throughout the year, they release all these cool things that you can buy in the shop for $15, $20, whatever. And then boom, every year they have this giant one that comes with a giant pack of really cool things that are so much cooler than what you could get in just the regular packs. Another incentive to purchase the yearly $30 one. It would also introduce new types of grinds into the game, so new challenges, whether that's for operator skins or different types of camos that they can introduce every single year, or with new battle passes in the past, however you want to do it. It just introduces a whole set of new challenges, or maybe new score streaks, or anything like that that would be free to play in the game. Gives you a new set of challenges and just a little bit more to work towards, more prestiges. I would love to play a free to play Call of Duty for years on end and be prestige like 78, level 1020 or something. It would be insane. It would be really, really cool. So there's just there's a lot they could do with this. Now, as well as, you know, free-to-play elements, I think when they do this yearly update, they need to come out with a new batch of maps that drops free-to-play for everybody with this new update, the unpaid version of the update. And it needs to have more maps than what they add in the Battle Pass. Now, I think the Battle Pass should come out with a couple of maps every single time, kind of like it has been doing, a zombies map every couple of months or every couple updates, because those tend to be bigger. But when this drops, there should be like 4 zombies maps, there should be like 8 to 10 multiplayer maps, some variants for some like 1v1, 2v2 gunfight stuff. I think that is the formula for this game to succeed. Obviously, exclusive variants for guns and blueprints and camos, all of that stuff should be included in this one yearly giant update. Now, I know that this video is getting a little bit long, but I have one final thing to talk about here to kind of pull it all together. I think that they need to have some sort of a social hub. If you look at Destiny, if you look at just other multiplayer games in the past that have a lot of customization of your character or weapon customization, there's usually a place where you can just kind of chill and interact with other players and see what they've earned and what they've grinded for, or even bought, whatever. And I think that Call of Duty kind of mess around with that with the headquarters from World War II, but I think that it can be expanded upon and made way better and way more fluid. A location to show off all the achievements that you have earned, whether it's just challenges for even calling cards or whatever. They can come up with a system to display those, like your own little personal quarters where people can come in and see what you've done, like rare weapon skins that you can put on display, rare things you've purchased, rare skins that you've purchased or earned, public displays for whatever you prestige, like they did with headquarters. I think that's a really cool element to the game. Areas to play mini games such as 1v1, 2v2, just little stuff that doesn't really matter that you can use to pass the time. And ultimately, I think that mixture that I just described to you right there, if that was the future of Call of Duty, I think people would be a lot more excited going forward. If you've made it to the end of this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And also let me know if what I've described is something that you guys would be interested in playing or purchasing or being a part of, because I would 100% do this. I think that the Battle Pass system should stay as it is, like I said before, with the $10 buy-in fee or $20 if you want to do the big pack with all the little packs that you can purchase. And I think that Call of Duty would make way more money from this than they do the yearly releases, especially if they include that campaign and they can hype up the things that they add to the game every single year with that big season pass update, however you want to phrase it. I think that this combination would do wonders for the Call of Duty franchise. Anyways, guys, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button if you made it to the end of this video, and comment for more below. Anyways, deuces.